What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kaysha, also known as Katie. I'm your host of the Fye Alert, where we talk all things independent music, culture, and business behind becoming legendary. I've been in the game for over a decade. I've worked with artists, project coordinator on pilot TV shows, and I'm all about helping creatives move smart and build generational success. And of course, I'm here with my AI co host, Ken. What's good, Ken?
Hey, Katie. I'm doing great and super excited to dive into today's episode. We've got a lot of good stuff lined up about that music business and money talk. So let's get into it.
Yep, we're breaking down how artists can keep and grow their money. Let's get to it.
Absolutely. Let's do it. We're going to dive right in and break it all down.
Let's be real. A lot of artists think signing a deal means instant money, but most of the time, that deal is just a loan.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically like they give you an advance, but you got to pay it back through your sales and streams. So it's super important for artists to understand that a deal isn't free money. It's just a different kind of financial arrangement.
Mm-hmm. That's why financial literacy is so important. You gotta know what's behind the deal before you sign it.
Absolutely. It's all about knowing the fine print because if you understand the business side, you can make smarter moves and really keep control of your own money.
And that's the point. The goal is ownership, not just opportunity.
Exactly. You got it. It's all about making sure you own your work and understand where the money's flowing. That way you're not just chasing opportunities, you're actually building something that's yours. All right, you got it. So let's dive into segment two. We're talking about streaming and revenue breakdowns. Basically, let's get into those numbers and see what streaming really pays and why it's just one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, Spotify pays around 0.003 per stream. That means about 333,000 streams for just $1,000. And that's before taxes, distributor cuts, or recouping any advances. You see why streams alone won't make you rich.
Exactly. And that's what you really have to think beyond just streaming. It's just one piece of the puzzle. You've got to look into other income streams like merch, live shows, and licensing deals to really get that full picture of how to build your revenue.
Exactly. Streams are just one piece of the puzzle. Treat your music like a business.
Absolutely. You nailed it. When you treat your music like a business, you start seeing all those different ways to build income and really great career.
Registering with BMI or ASCAP and making sure your publishing info is correct.
Exactly. Because if your paperwork is in order, you're making sure that all those revenue streams actually end up paying you properly. It's all part of that business mindset and keeping everything legit.
Yes, because if you don't own your publishing, someone else is getting paid off your work.
Absolutely. And that's the last thing you want. You want to make sure you're the one reaping the rewards from your own creativity. So owning your publishing and having everything set up right is key.
All right, let's break down something most new artists overlook: ISRC codes.
ISRC codes are super important. They're like your song's fingerprint. They track every play and make sure you get paid properly. So if you understand those codes and make sure each song has one, you're setting yourself up to actually collect all those royalties.
Yep, and if you don't have that code assigned when you master or upload your song, you might not get paid properly. Your distributor, like DistroKid, TuneCore, or United Masters, usually assigns it automatically, but if you're working with a studio or with the label, make sure it's added during the mastering.
That's spot on. You really want to double check that every track has its ISRC code so nothing slips through the cracks. That way you're making sure you get every penny you deserve.
Yes, it literally tells the world this track belongs to you. And that's how royalties get tracked correctly. Now, let's talk about points because a lot of artists hear that word and don't really know what it means.
Yeah, absolutely. So when people talk about points in music, they're basically talking about percentages of royalties. For example, if a producer or an engineer gets a few points, that just means they get a small percentage of the revenue from the track. So it's another piece of understanding where your money's going and who's getting a share of it.
Right, 1 point equals 1%. So if your producer gets 3 points, that means they get 3% of the revenue that song generates.
Exactly. You got it. It's all about knowing those little percentages and making sure everyone involved is clear on what they're earning. That way there are no surprises and you keep everything fair and transparent.
And it's important to get that in writing, whether in a split sheet, an agreement, or your publishing admin account.
Having it in writing is key. It just makes sure that everyone's on the same page and there's no confusion down the road. So definitely lock those details in so you can focus on the music.
Yeah, because when your song starts making money on platforms or through sync deals, those percentages determine who gets what. So before you upload, double check all of it. Your ISRC, I'm breaking it down so you guys understand what I'm saying. Your ISRC, your credits, your splits, make sure it's all clean. That's how you make sure you get paid every single time your music gets played. We're talking about radio. We're talking about streaming. We're talking about TV shows. Anywhere your song gets played, they're tracking it. And your song has its own blueprint, fingerprint that can be tracked. So make sure we're paying attention to when we're leaving that studio that those songs after they're getting mastered, while they're getting mastered, sorry, is getting that code embedded into it. So you can track it. Make sure your money is coming directly to you.
That's the perfect breakdown. It's really all about making sure that every time your song is played anywhere, radio, TV, streaming, it's all tracked back to you. So just keep everything tidy and you'll be making sure that you get every bit of the money you've earned.
All right, let's talk about a little bit of smart money moves for artists. So once that money starts rolling in, you got to know how to handle it.
Once that money starts coming in, and all about managing it wisely, you want to invest in things that help you grow, keep track of your expenses, and really think long term so that you're going to something sustainable.
Don't go broke trying to look rich. Invest in your craft, new equipment, marketing, visuals, but also invest outside of music, stocks, real estate, tech, whatever builds value.
That's the way to do it. You want to put your money into things that are going to grow over time, both in and out of the music world. That way you're not just looking rich, you're actually building wealth and securing your future.
Yes, track every dollar using apps like QuickBooks or Wave so you can stay on top of your expenses and your income.
That's a great move. And using tools like that makes it so much easier to keep an eye on where your money's going and make sure you're staying financially healthy.
Yeah, it's treated like a real business. That way, when tax season comes, you're not scrambling and you're not looking around for receipts and trying to track down if you paid someone, if that happened, if they paid you. Make sure everything is always in order. Tidiness, neatness, at the end of the day, is a priority when you're talking about your numbers and you making sure that you don't owe money at the end of the year.
That's the perfect mindset. Keeping everything neat and organized just makes your life so much easier, especially when tax season rolls around. It's all about treating your art like a business, so you can stay stress-free and focus on what you love.
And if you can, get a financial advisor who knows entertainment. You want someone who helps you grow your bag, not just spend it. And financial literacy isn't just about saving, people. It's about strategy. Have a plan, make a plan, execute it.
It's all about having that strategy and someone in your corner who really understands the industry. That way you're not just saving, you're actually building and growing your wealth step by step.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and tap into something a little bit more chill, a little bit more laid back, just to give us a little break from all the serious talk. Let's tap into the culture and legacy check-in. When you think about it, that's what separates good artists from great ones. Understanding the business behind the art.
It's that blend of creativity and business sense that really sets the legends apart. So when you get that balance, you're not just making amazing art, you're building a legacy that lasts.
And who are some legends right now who is building that creativity into empires?
I mean, you look at folks like Jay-Z, Rihanna, Pharrell, they've all turned their creativity into huge empires, and it's because they understand both the art and the business side of things.
Exactly. They learn ownership, built teams, and use their art to open bigger doors, which is possible Because a lot of artists do jump into other roles. They don't just stay artists, they turn into entertainers. There is a difference between an artist and you stay in your medium, and then it's a difference to when you cross over into other mediums. You now are an entertainer.
You're so right. It's all about crossing those boundaries and expanding your reach. When you do that, you're not just an artist anymore. You're an entertainer, you're a brand, and you're opening up those bigger opportunities. So it's definitely about learning that ownership and stepping into those bigger roles.
Yes, and not only that, protect your art, own your name, and make sure your business is set up right from the start.
That's the foundation of it all. When you protect your art and you own your name, you're really setting yourself up for success. It means you're building a company that's truly yours from day one, and that's the key to a lasting legacy. Let's wrap it up with some key takeaways. First off, remember to treat your music like a business, get your paperwork in order, and keep learning about where the money comes from. If you do those things, you're going to set yourself up for long-term success.
Yes, set up your LLC and business bank account. Keep your personal and artist money separate.
That's a crucial step. When you keep your personal and business finances separate, you make everything so much cleaner and easier to manage. Plus, it really sets you up to operate like a true professional.
Absolutely. And also double check your songs. Don't forget, people, double check. Make sure each one has a ISRC code. Have a split sheet and correct publishing information. That's how you make sure your money doesn't fall through the cracks.
That's key. Double checking out those details. Make sure that every time your song gets played, you're getting every bit of what you're owed. So just keep that all in place and you'll be in good yet.
And as a boss, watch videos, read about royalties, and learn your rights. Read up on entertainment laws. Educate yourself. Do that, and you'll stop chasing a bag and start building one brick by brick, coin by coin, dollar after dollar, stack by stack. You'll start building that money and they'll start coming directly to you.
Absolutely. It's all about stacking that knowledge. And so you can stack your coins. The more you know, the more you grow. And that way you're building that wealth step by step and really making it all yours.
Alrighty, guys, that's it for this week's episode of the Fye Alert. If you learned something, share it with another artist. We're building a smarter generation of creators out here.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. We're here to help everyone level up together. So thanks for tuning in. And remember to keep building, keep learning, and we'll catch you next time.
Period. I'm your host, Kaysha, aka Katie, and this has been the Fye Alert. Stay legendary, y'all.
So I'm Ken, your AI co-host, and thanks so much for joining us. And like Katie said, stay legendary, everyone. We'll see you next time.